Have you ever stopped to think that something as ordinary as ginger, that little root we throw into tea or cooking for flavor, could actually be doing something dramatic to your kidneys yet no one ever told you? Yes, you heard that right. Ginger is doing this to your kidneys, and I can almost guarantee most of you watching have never heard this before. Now, before you panic or toss out that ginger tea bag, let's pause. Because what I'm about to share with you could change the way you see this spicy little root forever. It's not about fear, it's about power. Your power to understand what's going on in your body after 50. When everything seems to shift from the way your metabolism behaves to how your organs cope with stress. And when it comes to kidneys, these two bean-shaped filters working day and night, the stakes are high. Without healthy kidneys, toxins build up, blood pressure spikes, and energy drops. The big question is, where does ginger fit in this picture? And why hasn't anyone been talking about it? I remember sitting across from a friend at a cafe. She was in her early 60s, had been struggling with high blood pressure, and had this nightly ritual of sipping ginger tea to soothe her digestion. One day she asked me, "Is this actually helping my kidneys, or could it be doing harm?" That question stuck with me, because for years we've heard ginger is good for nausea, for inflammation, for colds. But kidneys? That wasn't part of the conversation. So I went digging in. What I found made me realize that ginger plays a far bigger role in kidney health than most people know. Let's start with what ginger actually does once it enters your system. It's packed with compounds called gingerols and chagols. These are natural chemicals that act like tiny firefighters in your bloodstream. They fight inflammation, they reduce oxidative stress, and they even help keep your blood vessels flexible. Why does this matter for kidneys? Because the kidneys are like a fragile filter, constantly exposed to blood flowing through. If that blood is full of inflammation and oxidative damage, the filter clogs up, hardens, and weakens. Think of a coffee filter being used over and over again without cleaning it. Doesn't take long before nothing flows properly. Ginger, in this sense, acts almost like a cleaning agent, reducing the wear and tear on the kidneys. But here's where it gets interesting. Research has shown that ginger can actually help regulate blood sugar and blood pressure, two of the biggest enemies of kidney health. For those of us over 50, this is crucial. Because as we age, insulin sensitivity declines, blood sugar rises, and pressure in those delicate kidney arteries goes up. Over time, this damages the nephron units, the tiny filters inside your kidneys. By helping your body control these two factors, ginger indirectly gives your kidneys a break. It's like easing the pressure off a fragile machine so it doesn't overheat. Now, you might be thinking, wait, if ginger is so protective, why doesn't every doctor prescribe it? That's the twist. Like many natural remedies, ginger doesn't make it into the mainstream because it doesn't have the same financial backing as pharmaceuticals. There's no billion-dollar incentive to promote ginger tea the way there is to sell blood pressure medication. So unless you go looking for the science or stumble upon it like I did, you'll never hear about it. And that's why Asana One told you. But here's the other side of the story, and this is where the caution comes in. Ginger, while beneficial, can also become a problem if overused or used in the wrong circumstances. For instance, if you already have advanced kidney disease, your body may struggle with balancing potassium levels. Ginger contains compounds that can, in rare cases, affect this balance. Too much potassium in the blood can lead to dangerous heart rhythms. And for those taking blood-thinning medications, ginger's natural ability to reduce clotting could complicate things further. So, moderation is key. A slice of ginger in your tea is one thing. Drinking a liter of concentrated ginger juice every day is another. This is where personal responsibility and awareness come in. At over 50, we can't afford to play guessing games with our health anymore. We've seen too many friends or relatives end up on dialysis because of silent kidney damage. And here's the truth. Kidney disease rarely shows symptoms until it's very advanced. You don't feel your kidneys failing. You just wake up one day with swollen ankles, constant fatigue, or lab results that shock you. That's why protecting them early, with small daily habits like including ginger smartly, makes all the difference. When I started experimenting myself, I noticed subtle changes. Adding ginger tea after dinner not only calmed my digestion, It also seemed to lower the restless nights I often had when my blood pressure would creep up. And over months, my doctor noticed my kidney function numbers were holding steady, even improving slightly. That wasn't a miracle drug, it was the compounding effect of lifestyle, diet, and natural allies like ginger. So let me give you a simple picture. Imagine your kidneys as a sponge. Every day, toxins, salts, and metabolic waste pass through this sponge. Over time, the sponge hardens if it's constantly soaked in sugary, salty, inflammatory fluid. Ginger acts like a softener, keeping the sponge pliable and effective. That's what you want: flexibility, resilience, and longevity. But don't just take my word for it. Studies in both humans and animals show that ginger extract reduces markers of kidney inflammation, lowers oxidative stress, and even helps prevent the thickening of blood vessels leading into the kidneys. That's not superstition. That's measurable biology. And here's another overlooked benefit. Ginger supports weight management by improving satiety and boosting metabolism slightly. Excess weight is another hidden enemy of kidney health because it strains the filtering system. Losing even 5 or 10 pounds can lighten the kidney load, and ginger can be part of that journey. Now, I want to pause here and ask, how many of you watching this already use ginger regularly? Drop a comment below and let me know. Do you sip it in tea? Do you cook with it? Or do you take supplements? I'd love to hear how it's showing up in your life. And if you're finding this conversation helpful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, because we have so many more deep dives into everyday foods that could be quietly transforming your health. Let's talk about the myths for a moment, because there are plenty. Some people fear that ginger is too harsh on the stomach or kidneys. But in reality, it's usually the dose and the form that matter. Raw ginger can be spicy, yes, and too much can cause heartburn. But when used thoughtfully, like a warm ginger infusion or small amounts in meals, it's more soothing than irritating. And while no one food is a cure-all, ginger stands out because of its multitasking role: anti-inflammatory, blood sugar support, blood pressure support, digestive aid, and kidney protector. That's a rare combination. So what's the practical takeaway? If you're over 50, aim for 1 to 2 grams of ginger daily. That's roughly a half teaspoon of powdered ginger, or a few thin slices of fresh root in tea. Pair it with lemon for extra vitamin C and kidney support, or with turmeric for a double anti-inflammatory boost. And most importantly, listen to your body. If you're on medication, talk to your doctor before adding large amounts. But don't wait for your doctor to tell you ginger matters, because most won't. This is where you take the lead. Here's something else I find inspiring. In many cultures, India, China, Japan, ginger has been a staple for thousands of years, not just for flavor, but for healing. These cultures have lower rates of certain chronic diseases. It's partly because their diets naturally include foods like ginger that we in the West often overlook. So in a way, when we rediscover ginger for kidney health, we're not inventing something new. We're remembering something ancient. And if you think small changes don't add up, let me remind you, kidneys process about 50 gallons of blood every single day. Imagine giving them even a 5% improvement in their working conditions, day after day, year after year. That's not small, that's life-changing. That could be the difference between independence and dialysis 10 years from now. So let me leave you with this twist. Ginger isn't just about spicing up your food or soothing your stomach. It's about quietly protecting the organs most of us never think about until it's too late. Your kidneys don't complain. They don't scream for attention. They just work faithfully until they can't anymore. And here you are, with the power to give them a gift: one simple root, used wisely, consistently, with awareness. That's not just health advice. That's empowerment. So the next time you slice that ginger, don't just think of taste. Think of your kidneys. Think of your future, and think of the silent work you're supporting. And now, I want to hear from you. Will ginger become part of your daily ritual after today? Leave your thoughts below. I read every comment. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, because your health journey deserves the kind of knowledge no one else is telling you. Ginger is doing this to your kidneys, and now, finally, someone told you.